25 stars that became homeless or went completely broke. You won't believe what happened to these 25 stars. From fame and fortune to homelessness and bankruptcy, their stories will shock you. Prepare to be stunned as we reveal how some of Hollywood's brightest fell from grace. Corey Haim. Corey Haim's rapid ascent to stardom was highlighted by his memorable performances in films such as Lucas, License to Drive, and The Lost Boys. As a teenage heartthrob, he was inundated with thousands of fan letters each week, enjoying the bright lights of Hollywood. However, his life was not as glamorous as it seemed. "I lived in LA in the 80s, which was not the best place to be," Haim admitted, recalling his early encounters with substance abuse that began with alcohol and progressed to harder drugs like cocaine and crack cocaine. By the end of the 1990s, Haim's addiction had severely impacted his life. His once thriving career began to fade as he encountered significant financial difficulties, culminating in him residing in a garage apartment with his mother. Despite making numerous attempts to overcome his addiction, he went to rehab at least 15 times. His problems continued. A particularly distressing moment was captured on film during a documentary, where he appeared confused and had to sell personal belongings just to get by. In a tragic turn of events, Haim passed away in 2010 from pneumonia, unable to cover the costs of his own funeral. His death served as a stark reminder of the transient nature of fame and the dangers of drug abuse. Corey Feldman lamented the loss of his friend, stating, "This is a tragic loss of a wonderful, beautiful, tormented soul," a fitting epitaph for Haim's tumultuous time in Hollywood. Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder was a prominent actress in Hollywood, recognized for her iconic role as Lois Lane in the Superman series and her haunting performance in the Amityville Horror. However, beneath her fame, Kidder's life took a distressing turn after a severe car accident in 1990 that left her partially paralyzed, unable to work, and facing financial ruin and despair. Reflecting on her life, Kidder said, "I was okay for long stretches of time, and then there were pieces of time where I definitely wasn't," highlighting her struggle with mental health issues and substance abuse. Her medical expenses skyrocketed to over $600,000, leading to bankruptcy. In 1996, she had a public breakdown that resulted in homelessness. She became an unrecognizable figure living on the streets, fighting personal demons that had plagued her since childhood. Kidder's challenges were further complicated by her bipolar disorder, which she initially refused to accept. She described her life as grand and wonderful, but marred by odd blips and burps of madness. Despite efforts to regain control of her life in Montana after years of turmoil, tragedy struck again when she died from an overdose in 2018, which was ruled a suicide. Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett was a prominent figure in the 1970s, enjoying teen idol status with his charming appearance and popular songs like "I Was Made for Dancing." However, as the 1980s progressed, his career began to decline, leading to less significant film roles and a more tumultuous personal life. Garrett was deeply affected by a car accident that left his friend paralyzed, which led him into a severe drug addiction. He confessed, "I was a monster," reflecting on the chaos that came with his fame. His troubles worsened in the 2000s with multiple arrests for drug possession, further damaging his reputation and finances. By his 50s, Garrett found himself nearly penniless, having spent his wealth on addiction and legal issues. He expressed regret, saying, "I didn't have the parental guidance I should have at that time," recognizing how poor choices contributed to his downfall. Despite these adversities, Garrett's story is a testament to the fleeting nature of fame and its emotional cost. Now sober and sharing his experiences through memoirs, he shows resilience. "I have no problem starting from scratch with." Lonnie Willison. Lonnie Willison was once a renowned fitness model featured on magazine covers and starred in the TV series Exposé, but her life took a drastic turn after her 2014 divorce from actor Jeremy Jackson. Their marriage was plagued by domestic violence, with Lonnie recounting being strangled and beaten, which left her emotionally devastated. "It took me over 2 months to recover properly," she reflected, revealing the deep emotional wounds from their tumultuous relationship. By 2016, Lonnie had lost her apartment and car, unable to support herself due to worsening mental health issues and addiction. "I lost 2 jobs. It's been 2 years. I've been on the streets since," she lamented, underscoring the bleakness of her situation. The once vibrant woman who captivated audiences became a shadow of her former self, seen foraging for food in Los Angeles, pushing a shopping cart filled with her few belongings. Her dramatic change serves as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of fame and the profound effects of addiction. Friends tried to help, but Lonnie consistently refused assistance, trapped in her despair. "Nobody really cares about me," she stated bluntly, encapsulating the isolation that often accompanies such significant loss. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes, a prominent figure in Hollywood known for his roles in films like Mo Better Blues and Jungle Fever, experienced a downfall after achieving mainstream success with movies such as White Men Can't Jump and the Blade series. Despite his fame, Snipes faced financial difficulties. He neglected to file tax returns from 1999 to 2001, resulting in millions of dollars in unpaid taxes. His legal issues peaked in 2008 with a conviction for 3 misdemeanor counts of tax evasion, which led to a 3-year prison term. Reflecting on his fall from grace, Snipes said, "I did not think it was possible." Recognizing the emotional impact of his situation, the public witnessed the transformation of a beloved action star into a cautionary example of financial mismanagement and the severe repercussions of tax evasion. Even after trying to repay his debts and re-establish himself, Snipes found it challenging to regain his former status. Friends like Sylvester Stallone and Spike Lee offered him roles after his release from prison, but the stigma of his past persisted. Wesley Snipes was sentenced to 3 years in prison for tax evasion. Do you think the sentence was fair? Comment with yes or no. Erin Moran. Erin Moran, recognized for her role as Joni Cunningham on the popular sitcom Happy Days, achieved fame at a young age with her captivating charm and talent. However, transitioning from a child star to an adult actor was challenging for Moran, who struggled to find work after the show concluded in 1984. Her difficulties were further exacerbated by her part in the short-lived spin-off Joni Loves Chachi with Scott Baio. The show's cancellation after 1 season left her feeling forsaken by Hollywood. Nick Paros, a friend of Moran's, disclosed that she felt outcast and left in the dust by her former co-stars. As her career faltered, Moran resorted to alcohol and drugs, which Marion Ross, a former co-star, described as problematic. Her personal life also deteriorated when she lost her California home to foreclosure in 2010. She had to move in with her mother-in-law in an Indiana trailer park, a stark contrast to her previous Hollywood lifestyle. Moran's tragic decline was evident to her fans, who were appalled to see the once energetic actress grappling with homelessness and depression. Scott Baio, who played her love interest on Joni Loves Chachi, expressed his inability to assist her, stating, "You make your bed, you got to sleep in it. I don't know how to help people." Moran's story is a poignant reminder of the challenges faced by child actors transitioning into adult careers. Her life and death, while not directly linked to homelessness, highlight the emotional cost of fame and the necessity of support systems for those dealing with mental health issues. Moran's tragic decline and untimely death at 56 from stage 4 cancer serve as a stark reminder of life's fragility and the need for greater understanding and support for those in the entertainment industry. Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman, renowned for his role as Arnold Jackson on the popular TV show Diff'rent Strokes, experienced a tragic fall from grace that led to homelessness. Born on February 8, 1968, he won over audiences with his memorable catchphrase,
"What you talking about, Kimberly? What you talking about, Willis?"
However, his life was fraught with health problems and financial mismanagement. At the age of 2, Coleman was diagnosed with a congenital kidney disease, which required 2 kidney transplants and continuous dialysis treatments. Despite earning a substantial $100,000 per episode during the peak of his career, much of his wealth was taken by his parents and advisors. In 1989, he took legal action against them for embezzling his $3.8 million trust fund and eventually won $1.28 million in 1993. However, this victory was overshadowed by the fact that escalating medical expenses and legal fees depleted his wealth. By 1999, Coleman had to file for bankruptcy as he struggled to find consistent work outside of acting. His later years were plagued by substance abuse, depression, and ongoing legal issues. He expressed regret about his early years in the industry, stating, "I would not give my first 15 years to my worst enemy." Coleman passed away in 2010 at the age of 42 with minimal assets. Brett Butler. Brett Butler, a prominent figure in the 90s sitcom Grace Under Fire, experienced a dramatic downturn in her life due to substance abuse and poor decisions. After achieving stardom and earning as much as $250,000 per episode, her Vicodin addiction led to unpredictable behavior, culminating in her dismissal from the show in 1998. Reflecting on her final days on set, she admitted, "At the bloody bitter end, I really was difficult. I was out of my mind." In subsequent years, Butler encountered numerous financial blunders. Misplacing trust in the wrong individuals, she lost a significant portion of her $25 million fortune to theft and imprudent spending. She confessed, "I was a little bit too trusting with some people that worked for me," revealing her gullibility. By 2011, she disclosed residing in homeless shelters in Georgia, and by 2020, she faced eviction from her Los Angeles apartment due to unpaid rent. Acknowledging her dire situation, she said, "I might have waited too long to do this, but I'm so screwed right now," as she sought assistance through a GoFundMe campaign. Butler's story highlights the ruinous effects of addiction, impacting not only careers but also personal lives. Despite her adversities, she persists in pursuing recovery and rebuilding her life, serving as a reminder of the precariousness of fame and wealth. Danny Bonaduce. Danny Bonaduce, a well-known child actor from the Partridge Family, experienced a distressing descent into hardship that included periods of homelessness and financial strife. Following the conclusion of the show, the burdens of fame severely impacted him. In the 1990s, his life descended into turmoil due to legal issues related to drug possession, assault, and robbery. These problems cost him his radio career and led to financial devastation. Bonaduce reminisced about his dire financial situation in the early 1980s, saying, "I was so broke that I lived out of my car near a dumpster. I would pose for pictures with fans during the day and sleep in my car at night." Despite his public recognition, few were aware of his desperate situation as he stood by his car near Hollywood landmarks, signing autographs while concealing his struggles. His existence behind dumpsters in his vehicle became a harsh reality until he sought assistance and started to rebuild his life. His journey through substance abuse and homelessness is one of redemption. He eventually overcame these adversities and now co-hosts a morning radio show in Seattle. Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid, acclaimed for his roles in over 90 films, including the iconic Cousin Eddie in the National Lampoon's Vacation series, saw his life take a chaotic turn characterized by legal issues and financial collapse. By the late 2000s, his existence was marred by a string of peculiar events that contributed to his decline. In 2009, Quaid and his wife Evie were apprehended for defaulting on a $10,000 hotel bill, which was just the beginning of more serious legal troubles. They faced various charges, such as fraud and burglary, leading to their escape to Canada in 2010. There they sought refuge, alleging they were being targeted by a conspiracy they called Star Whackers, a supposed covert group they believed was persecuting Hollywood celebrities. "Hollywood is murdering its movie stars," Evie proclaimed during an interview, highlighting their sense of persecution and despair. However, their bid for asylum was unsuccessful, and they were sent back to the US following a series of arrests. After settling in Vermont, the couple continued to face ongoing legal battles. Despite their efforts to avoid accountability, the emotional strain was apparent, as Quaid expressed his desire for solitude. "I just want to be left alone." Natasha Lyonne. Natasha Lyonne, recognized for her roles in American Pie and Slums of Beverly Hills, experienced a distressing plunge into homelessness. In the early 2000s, her life careened out of control due to substance abuse and legal issues. A DUI in 2001 and subsequent arrests for harassment initiated her downfall, culminating in her eviction from her Gramercy Park residence. Battling a severe heroin addiction, Lyon ended up living on the streets. The emotional impact was overwhelming. She later admitted, "I was definitely as good as dead." Her condition deteriorated further when she was admitted to the hospital for hepatitis C and a collapsed lung, a stark indication of the repercussions of her lifestyle choices. However, in the midst of hopelessness, Lyon sought assistance. Joining rehab in 2006 marked a pivotal moment. She diligently worked to reclaim her life. "People really rallied around me and pulled me up by my fucking bootstraps," she remarked, recognizing the support that facilitated her recovery. Rejuvenating her career, Lyon starred in series like Orange is the New Black and Poker Face, demonstrating her resilience. Presently, she stands as an example of recovery, illustrating that even after reaching rock bottom, it is feasible to reconstruct both personal life and career. On a scale of 0-5, how impressive is Natasha Lyonne's comeback from addiction and personal struggles? Comment with a number. Bobby Driscoll. Bobby Driscoll, a celebrated Disney child star known for his roles in films such as Song of the South and Peter Pan, experienced a tragic descent into obscurity after achieving early fame. At the age of 12, he received a Juvenile Academy Award and was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. However, as he entered his teenage years, his career took a nosedive. Severe acne made him unrecognizable to casting directors, resulting in his release from Disney. "I was dropped like garbage when I was no longer a cute little kid," he expressed, reflecting on the harsh reality of his situation. As rejections mounted, Driscoll turned to drugs, finding comfort in heroin and resorting to petty crimes. His life further disintegrated with multiple arrests, including one for assault. After a period in rehab, he tried to revive his acting career but found himself shut out. Moving to New York in pursuit of new opportunities only intensified his desolation. He became part of the underground art scene, but remained unnoticed. In a tragic turn of events, at 31, Driscoll's life concluded in an abandoned building, with his body found by children playing nearby. He died from heart failure, a consequence of his own choices and the unforgiving industry that once revered him. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, the legendary soul singer recognized for his mellifluous voice and poignant lyrics, encountered a distressing downturn that sharply contrasted with his initial achievements. Once the pride of Motown, Gaye's existence descended into turmoil due to personal and financial difficulties. By the late 1970s, he was dealing with $9.2 million in debt, including $4.5 million owed to the IRS, worsened by failed marriages and a debilitating cocaine addiction. "Natural fact is, I can't pay my taxes. Make me want to holler and throw up on my hands," he expressed, mirroring his desolation. In an effort to evade his escalating issues, Gaye took refuge in Europe, living in self-imposed exile as he fought depression and addiction. Despite these adversities, he made an extraordinary comeback in 1984 with Sexual Healing, which rekindled his career and demonstrated his lasting talent. However, disaster struck just months later when Gaye was fatally shot by his father during a domestic altercation, ending his life at 44. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter, who entered the music scene at the age of 9 with his self-titled debut album, quickly became a beloved teen pop sensation, selling over 1 million copies. However, his early success was not indicative of a smooth journey ahead. By his mid-20s, Carter's life was in a downward spiral due to substance abuse, family disputes, and financial troubles. His struggles with addiction were well documented, and he candidly admitted to inhaling and misusing prescription drugs. "I was huffing because I'm a drug addict," he revealed during an emotional segment on The Doctors. The burden of fame also led to financial mismanagement, resulting in bankruptcy in 2013, with debts surpassing $3.5 million, primarily due to unpaid taxes from his peak years. As his career declined, Carter turned to controversial methods to support himself, including selling explicit content online. Despite attempts at rehab and open conversations about his mental health, he suffered from anxiety and depression. His efforts were often eclipsed by unpredictable behavior and public scrutiny. In a tragic turn of events, Aaron Carter's life came to an end at 34 when he drowned in his bathtub in November 2022. John Drew Barrymore. John Drew Barrymore was born into a family with a rich Hollywood history, but he found it challenging to step out of their shadow. Although he had a promising start in films such as The Sundowners and High Lonesome, his career was overshadowed by personal issues. John struggled with alcoholism, which resulted in numerous legal issues and a string of unpredictable decisions that eventually sidetracked his acting career. As his public image deteriorated, he became more withdrawn, stepping away from the limelight and living a secluded life. The burden of fame was significant for him, as he once expressed, "I know certain actors are totally screwed up on drugs. Why wasn't I excused for exhaustion or the flu?" This statement reflects the challenges faced by many who come from celebrity families, where high expectations can stifle individual growth. In his later years, John's health declined and he reconciled with his daughter Drew Barrymore, who assisted with his medical expenses during his fight against cancer. He passed away in 2004, serving as a poignant reminder of the importance of family support and the tragic outcomes that can result from ongoing personal struggles. Willie Aames. Willie Aames, a prominent teen idol in the late 1970s on the sitcom 8 is Enough, experienced a significant downturn in his life. Following the show's conclusion in 1981, Aames grappled with substance abuse and legal troubles that led to financial devastation. He vividly described his situation, saying, "I went from eating at the White House to sleeping in the bushes," underscoring the dramatic shift from his previous lifestyle to homelessness. In his most challenging moments, Aames resorted to sleeping in parking garages and public spaces, contending with the emotional burden of his decisions. The public's response varied. While some fans showed concern, others were critical. However, amidst this chaos, Aames found comfort in religion, marking a significant turning point in his life. With faith as his anchor, he received support and eventually landed a job on a cruise ship, enabling him to reconstruct his life. This path of redemption paved the way for his return to acting, featuring in various projects, including Hallmark Channel films. Aames now serves as a powerful example of transformation and the possibility of second chances, demonstrating that recovery is achievable with appropriate support systems. Reflecting on his past, he stresses the significance of growth and change, offering inspiration to others who might encounter similar challenges. Like this video? Great. Subscribe for more. Hate it? Well, a like would be nice anyway, and let me know what went wrong in the comments. Lonnie O'Grady. Lonnie O'Grady, recognized for her role as Mary Bradford on the popular series 8 is Enough, underwent a distressing journey that culminated in homelessness and despair. Despite her early achievements, the strains of fame severely impacted her mental health. Battling panic attacks from a young age, she sought relief through prescription pills, which led to a ruinous addiction that persisted throughout her life. After retiring from acting in the 1980s, O'Grady endeavored to re-establish herself as a talent manager, but her personal issues persisted. In an attempt to recover, she admitted herself to a mental health facility for detoxification in 1998. Tragically, during her stay, she alleged sexual assault by a staff member, a distressing event that led her to initiate legal action against the hospital. This additional legal conflict only intensified her stress and financial strain. As O'Grady's battles intensified, she ended up living in a mobile home, cut off from society. Friends and family observed helplessly as she succumbed to addiction. At the age of 46, Lonnie was discovered dead from an apparent drug overdose, offering a haunting reminder of the unspoken struggles faced by child actors. "I feel like I have to keep up this idea of who I am," she once reflected, summarizing the pressure that ultimately overwhelmed her. Amanda Peterson. Amanda Peterson, a bright teen star recognized for her role in the 1987 film Can't Buy Me Love, experienced a tragic decline after departing Hollywood in 1994. Upon returning to Greeley, Colorado, she encountered a downward trajectory characterized by personal struggles and legal issues. Over time, Peterson grappled with substance abuse, resulting in several arrests for DUI and drug possession. Her mother, Sylvia, remembered the distressing change. She was in bed, and she'd had a wonderful day. It was just a very, very big surprise when Amanda was discovered deceased in her apartment in 2015 from a morphine overdose at the age of 43. The once radiant smile that had illuminated the screen dimmed under the strain of addiction and unwise decisions, making her almost unrecognizable in mugshots from her various arrests. Friends and family observed how the pressures of early fame had inflicted deep wounds. Patrick Dempsey, her co-star, mourned her passing on social media, stating she would remain vibrant and young in his memory. Dana Plato. Dana Plato, recognized for her portrayal of Kimberly Drummond on the classic sitcom Diff'rent Strokes, had a rapid ascent to fame that swiftly devolved into a sorrowful narrative of substance abuse and desolation. The demands of early celebrity severely impacted her mental health, propelling her toward drug dependency as a teenager. "I was just a kid who wanted to be loved," she later expressed, underscoring the emotional chasm that even fame could not bridge. Following her pregnancy at 19, Dana's character was removed from the show, signaling the start of her financial and personal downturn. Unable to secure significant employment, she turned to B-movies and adult films in an attempt to reignite her career. However, these ventures did not succeed. Her financial predicament worsened when her accountant misappropriated her savings, leaving her financially devastated. In a moment of desperation, Dana carried out a robbery at a Las Vegas video store in 1991, using a pellet gun and stealing only $164. This incident resulted in probation and additional legal issues, including an arrest for prescription forgery. Despite efforts at recovery, she continued to grapple with addiction. In a tragic conclusion, Dana was discovered lifeless from a drug overdose at the age of 34. Her story stands as a somber warning about the perilous aspects of child stardom and the critical necessity for mental health assistance within the entertainment industry. Jan Michael Vincent. Jan Michael Vincent, who rose to fame in the 1980s as the dashing pilot Stringfellow Hawk in Airwolf and commanded a staggering $200,000 per episode, led a life fraught with turmoil beneath the Hollywood limelight. "I had a problem with drugs and alcohol," Vincent openly admitted, recognizing the personal struggles that plagued him. As his career reached its zenith, his substance abuse escalated, resulting in numerous arrests and legal issues. Vincent's health further declined following severe car accidents, which led to the tragic amputation of his leg due to infection complications. These events not only diminished his physical capabilities, but also his professional standing. Once a leading actor, he found himself cast in low-budget films and pushed into obscurity. In his later years, Vincent encountered escalating financial difficulties, including unpaid taxes that cast a shadow over him. His tragic fall was highlighted by his death in 2019 from cardiac arrest at 73, leaving behind a legacy marred by addiction and regrettable decisions. Vincent's narrative is a stark reminder of the transient nature of fame and the ruinous impact of addiction. As he once reflected, "You can't take it with you," underscoring the significance of seeking assistance before it's too late. Lisa Robin Kelly. Lisa Robin Kelly, recognized for her portrayal of Laurie Foreman on That 70s Show, experienced a tragic decline characterized by substance abuse and legal issues. Once a promising talent, her life took a drastic turn after the show's initial seasons. As her drug dependency became evident, her character was ultimately removed from the series. In 2012, Kelly faced multiple arrests for DUI, assault, and domestic violence, each incident underscoring her worsening condition. Her difficulties were further exacerbated by the loss of a child, which increased her dependence on alcohol. "I was in a dark place," she later admitted when discussing her struggles with addiction. In 2013, Kelly sought assistance and voluntarily entered a rehabilitation facility, offering a faint hope for recovery. Her agent remarked, "Lisa had voluntarily checked herself into a treatment facility. She was hopeful and confident. Tragically, only days later, she died from multiple drug intoxication at 43. Todd Bridges. Todd Bridges, recognized for his portrayal of Willis Jackson on the classic sitcom Diff'rent Strokes, encountered a distressing descent after the show concluded in 1986. Once an adored child actor, Bridges found it difficult to transition into adult roles burdened by the trauma of childhood abuse and the stress of fame. In his own words, he reflected, "When the show got cancelled is when my whole life fell apart because everything caught up with me." As he confronted these struggles, Todd resorted to drugs, finding temporary relief in crack cocaine and methamphetamine. His addiction escalated, prompting him to engage in desperate actions to fund his habit. "I had no shoes on, no shirt on, no money in my pocket," he remembered of his most challenging times. Legal issues soon emerged. He faced severe accusations, including attempted murder, after a drug-induced incident where he fired at a dealer. Although he was acquitted after being incarcerated for 9 months, the damage had been done. Eventually, Todd enrolled in a rehabilitation program in 1992 and dedicated himself to recovery. Now sober for over 3 decades, he has reconstructed his life and uses his narrative as a source of inspiration for others fighting addiction. "I threw Hollywood away," he admits, but now he cherishes his second chance, motivating many with his tale of redemption and resilience. Mindy McCready. Mindy McCready's ascent to stardom in the 1990s was rapid, with songs like "Guys Do It All the Time" propelling her into the country music limelight. However, her success masked a life fraught with turmoil, marked by addiction and emotional distress. As her career declined, McCready encountered a string of shattering personal trials. She grappled with substance abuse, resulting in several arrests and a distressing custody battle that led to the removal of her children. Her attempts to seek help were publicized when she joined celebrity rehab, but she found herself caught in the cycle of addiction. The tragic passing of her partner, David Wilson, in January 2013, deeply affected her. "He was my soulmate," she expressed, highlighting the immense emotional impact of his loss. Tragically, on February 17, 2013, McCready ended her life on the same porch where Wilson had died, a poignant reflection of her despair. At 37 years old, her death highlighted the critical need for empathy and understanding towards mental health and addiction. As Dr. Drew Pinsky remarked, "Mental health issues can be life-threatening and need to be treated with the same intensity as any other dangerous medical condition." Jennifer Lien. Jennifer Lien, recognized for her portrayal of Kes on Star Trek Voyager, encountered a stark contrast between her early fame and the subsequent emotional and financial decline. Following her exit from the series in its 4th season, Lien grappled with a scarcity of acting opportunities, which led to a cascade of personal and legal issues. "I think the reason people don't talk to you about it is they don't know what to say," noted executive producer Jerry Taylor, emphasizing the enigma surrounding Lien's challenges. As her career waned, Lien faced several arrests for domestic violence and traffic violations. These events were further complicated by court-ordered mental health treatments, indicating an underlying turmoil that had started during her tenure on the show. The pressures of fame and the sudden conclusion of her character's arc took a significant toll on her mental well-being. The public's response was varied. While some fans showed compassion, others were critical. Lien's life became a cautionary example about the vulnerability of mental health and the significance of support systems within the entertainment industry. Despite her struggles, she sought refuge in rural Tennessee, striving to rebuild her life beyond the public eye. As we reflect on the poignant stories of these stars, their journeys remind us of the transient nature of fame and the importance of resilience. They highlight the need for support systems and mental health awareness, especially in high-pressure environments like Hollywood. It's a call to action for all of us to be more compassionate and understanding towards those who might be struggling. So, do these stories resonate with you? Do you feel a sense of loss or sadness for these individuals? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've been moved by these narratives, give this video a like, subscribe to Iconic Inside, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more compelling stories that inspire discussion and reflection. Let's keep the conversation going. 15 celebs revealed in court on Diddy's disturbing freak-off footage unseen.
You want to get Prince William and Prince Harry to a Diddy party?
I don't think, not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
Yeah.
Diddy's personal life is in turmoil, and he's not the only one affected. A recent lawsuit has brought to light some shocking video evidence that implicates several high-profile celebrities in his hidden scandals, and they are now coming forward. A young artist from Miami, Yung Miami, who is part of the rap duo City Girls, has become entangled in these allegations. Her involvement in this scandal is surprising to many who have seen her rise to stardom. What's more shocking is her close relationship with Diddy, which some believe goes beyond a professional one. The lawsuit was filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer, who is seeking $30 million in damages from Diddy for the emotional and physical distress he experienced while working on the album Off the Grid. A key part of his lawsuit involves an incident with Yung Miami's cousin. Jones claims that during Thanksgiving 2022, while spending time with Diddy and Yung Miami, along with her cousin, a very uncomfortable incident took place. He alleges that Yung Miami's cousin entered the bathroom where he was alone and tried to force herself on him against his will. Despite his resistance, she allegedly continued to touch him inappropriately. Jones describes this event as highly traumatic, leaving him feeling helpless and cornered in a situation controlled by influential individuals. The broader implications of the lawsuit involving Yung Miami and Diddy are quite alarming. It raises suspicions about whether Yung Miami and other women in Diddy's circle were compensated for more than their musical contributions. The lawsuit hints at the possibility that some women around Diddy were on a monthly payroll for services beyond music, using the term working girls to imply something more nefarious. While Yung Miami's specific involvement is still uncertain, her close association with Diddy, both personally and professionally, has sparked speculation. Despite the ongoing lawsuit, Yung Miami has not yet made any detailed public statements about these allegations. This situation could have serious consequences for her career and her image, which has been built on confidence and empowerment. As the case progresses, it will be revealed how involved Yung Miami really is and what her fate will be in this scandal.
When all of these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. It was just me and my career. Let him navigate and figure that out on his own, because I can't get caught up in it.
Cuba Gooding Jr., a Hollywood actor, has also been implicated in Rodney Jones's lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy not only allowed, but also encouraged inappropriate behavior by Gooding Jr. during a yacht party in January 2023. Jones claims that the incident took place on Diddy's yacht when he was introduced to Gooding Jr. What was supposed to be a simple introduction quickly turned into something much more disturbing. Jones alleges that Gooding Jr. began to grope him and made unwelcome advances, trying to touch him inappropriately. According to Jones, he had to physically push the actor away to stop the assault. What makes this even more concerning is that Jones claims Diddy was fully aware of what was happening and did nothing to intervene. Instead, Diddy allegedly played a role in encouraging Gooding Jr. Watts' behavior rather than stopping it. For those familiar with Gooding Jr.'s past, this is not the first time he has been at the center of misconduct allegations. In 2022, the actor resolved a lawsuit alleging abuse, with several women accusing him of inappropriate conduct. He also pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of harassment in another case. The similarities between his past allegations and the current claims involving Diddy are striking. While these are still just allegations, Gooding Jr. Watts' history makes it challenging to dismiss them entirely. In the public eye, Cuba Gooding Jr. has gone from being a Hollywood icon to someone mired in controversy. His fall from grace has been difficult to witness, and his involvement in Diddy's legal issues could further harm his reputation. With no official response from Gooding Jr. about these latest allegations, it's unclear how this will affect his career in the future. However, one thing is certain: this is not the actor's first legal encounter, and it likely won't be his last. Diddy's eldest son, Justin Combs, has been caught up in the turmoil surrounding his father's legal issues, and it's becoming evident that the younger Combs is more than just an observer in this chaotic narrative. Known for his lavish lifestyle and social media presence, Justin now confronts serious allegations that could tarnish both his reputation and future prospects. While his father bears the brunt of the lawsuits, Justin is listed as a defendant, and the accusations against him depict a concerning scenario. A pivotal event involving Justin took place in September 2022 at the Chalice recording studio in Los Angeles. As per Jones's lawsuit, a violent incident occurred, resulting in the injury of an individual identified as G in the legal documents. Jones claims that after hearing loud noises from the restroom, he went to investigate and found Diddy and Justin leaving the bathroom while G was injured on the floor. The specifics of the injury and how it was caused are still unclear, but Jones alleges that Diddy coerced him into lying to law enforcement, concocting a story that it was a drive-by shooting. This alleged cover-up is just one aspect of the case. More alarming are the accusations that Justin may have been involved in recruiting women for his father's notorious parties. The lawsuit implies that Justin played a significant role in bringing women to these events, which Jones alleges often involved exploitation. The fact that Justin has been implicated in these allegations is noteworthy, as it indicates that Diddy's alleged illegal activities may have involved his family members, further complicating the case. Despite the severity of the accusations, Justin has yet to make any public statements regarding his involvement. His silence has only fueled speculation, with many questioning how deeply involved he might have been in his father's troubling actions. Being part of Diddy's inner circle has always granted Justin access to a world of fame and wealth, but now it appears that the same connections are drawing him into a legal quagmire. As the lawsuits continue to unfold, Justin's involvement will be closely examined, and his fate may be closely linked with his father's potential downfall. Stevie J, a Grammy-winning producer and a prominent figure in the hip-hop industry, particularly through his association with Bad Boy Records, is now embroiled in Diddy's escalating legal issues. Stevie J was once celebrated for his skill and success in creating some of the most memorable records of the 90s and early 2000s. However, his involvement in the recent scandal involving Diddy presents a much darker narrative. According to the lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, Stevie J is not merely an observer in the turmoil, he's allegedly involved. Jones claims that Diddy encouraged Stevie J to engage in dubious activities, especially concerning inappropriate conduct. One of the most startling allegations is that Diddy once presented Jones with footage of Stevie J participating in acts with another man, supposedly using the footage to manipulate and groom both Stevie J and Jones. Jones alleges that Diddy employed this video to heighten Stevie J's insecurities and as part of his broader strategy of grooming individuals within his inner circle to engage in similar behaviors. For Stevie J, these accusations are not only distressing but could also be detrimental to his reputation. Despite being at the heart of these allegations, Stevie J has strongly refuted any misconduct. As soon as the accusations emerged, Stevie J made it clear that he would delegate the matter to his legal team, effectively creating distance between himself and the controversy. He used social media to reassure his fans and followers that these allegations were merely attempts to tarnish his reputation and stated that his legal representatives would handle any subsequent developments. Although Stevie J has not provided a detailed personal response, his actions since the lawsuit was filed suggest a strategic approach, allowing his legal counsel to speak on his behalf while he remains out of the public eye. However, the producer's silence may not shield him from public examination, especially considering his close relationship with Diddy. As the years go by and the lawsuit continues, Stevie J will likely remain a central figure. Regardless of whether these claims are proven true or false, the scandal is certain to have a lasting effect on his legacy. When you think this scandal couldn't become more surprising, Prince Harry enters the picture. Indeed, Prince Harry has been named as a witness in the ongoing legal turmoil surrounding Diddy. It's crucial to emphasize that Harry is not accused of any misconduct. However, his mere attendance at some of Diddy's notorious parties has sparked curiosity and attracted even more attention to how extensively this scandal is linked to prominent individuals worldwide. The scandal has already had a significant impact on Stevie J's reputation. Do you think he will be able to recover from the fallout? Comment with yes or no. Rodney Jones's lawsuit indicates that Prince Harry attended one of Diddy's parties, which are now being investigated for alleged illegal activities, including trafficking. Jones specifically names Harry as a witness to events that occurred at these gatherings, although Harry himself is not implicated in any criminal conduct. However, the fact that a British royal may have been in the company of guests at a party now under investigation for serious allegations is enough to spark widespread media interest. While Harry's name in this context might seem incongruous, it highlights the broader implications of the scandal. It's not merely about Diddy and a few close associates. This case is revealing a network of connections that extend well beyond the music industry. Harry's involvement, even if only as a witness, illustrates how closely linked the elite are, whether they're royalty, celebrities, or influential executives.
You want to get Prince William and Prince Harry to a Diddy party?
I don't think, not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
The fact that a member of the royal family is even mentioned alongside Diddy's legal troubles has led people to wonder about the extent of the repercussions from these allegations. It's improbable that Prince Harry will face any legal consequences for his peripheral role, but the mere association of his name with this scandal adds another layer of complexity. The lawsuit involving Diddy isn't just a music industry scandal anymore. It's involving influential figures from various sectors, making it much more difficult to dismiss or overlook as simply another celebrity scandal. Ethiopia Habte Mariam, the former CEO of Motown Records, is another prominent figure who has been implicated in the escalating scandal involving Diddy. Recognized for her astute business skills and her influence in the careers of numerous successful musicians, Habte Mariam's standing in the music industry has traditionally been one of esteem. However, her association with Diddy's alleged wrongdoing now places her under a very different kind of scrutiny. As per Rodney Jones's lawsuit, Habte Mariam was present at several of Diddy's infamous parties, where some of the unsettling incidents occurred. Her role was not just that of an attendee, though. Jones asserts that as a leader at Motown Records, Habte Mariam had a duty to ensure that these events were managed properly and that no unlawful or unethical activities took place. The lawsuit implies that she ignored the presence of working girls at these parties, as well as Diddy's alleged drugging of attendees. The ramifications of these allegations are severe, not only for Habte Mariam's personal reputation, but also for the overall perception of the music industry's leadership. If the allegations are substantiated, it indicates that influential executives were cognizant of Diddy's actions and opted not to intervene, valuing their relationships with him over the welfare of those impacted. Habte Mariam's alleged failure to intervene highlights a concerning pattern of silence and complicity among prominent figures in the industry. Ethiopia Habte Mariam, previously at the helm of Motown Records, finds herself entangled in the controversy now enveloping Diddy. Celebrated for her business prowess and instrumental role in the success of numerous artists, her standing in the music industry has been one of high regard. However, her link to Diddy's alleged misdeeds has thrust her into an unwelcome glare. Rodney Jones's lawsuit alleges that Habte Mariam was not just a mere attendee at Diddy's events, where troubling incidents reportedly occurred. As a key executive at Motown Records, she had a responsibility to ensure propriety and prevent any illegal or unethical conduct at these gatherings, according to Jones. The lawsuit insinuates that she ignored the presence of working girls and Diddy's purported drugging of guests. These accusations, if true, could significantly mar not only Habte Mariam's personal reputation, but also cast a shadow over the integrity of music industry leadership. It raises questions about whether top executives knew of Diddy's actions and chose to look the other way, prioritizing their ties with him over the welfare of others. Habte Mariam's alleged silence is indicative of a broader pattern of complicity among industry elites. Christina Korum, Diddy's chief of staff, is also under scrutiny due to allegations brought forth in Jones's lawsuit. Her position as a top-ranking official makes her involvement particularly alarming. Korum was entrusted with overseeing Diddy's affairs, both professional and personal. However, the lawsuit hints at a more nefarious role she allegedly played in this scandal, suggesting she was aware of and condoned some of the most egregious behavior within Diddy's circle. The lawsuit filed by Rodney Jones brings to light Christina Korum's alleged role in fostering an environment that normalized Diddy's inappropriate behavior. Jones claims that when he expressed concerns about Diddy's conduct, Korum casually brushed it off as friendly horseplay. This nonchalant response not only trivialized the gravity of the situation, but also seemingly gave Diddy the green light to persist in his actions without concern for consequences. According to Jones, Coram's attitude solidified the toxic atmosphere that Diddy was accused of fostering, indicating that such behavior was not just tolerated, but also condoned. Adding to the severity of the allegations is the suggestion that Coram may have actively encouraged a male-on-male relationship between Jones and Diddy. The lawsuit indicates that Coram minimized Jones's unease, telling him that Sean will be Sean, which appears to justify Diddy's alleged predatory actions. This implies that Coram's involvement may have extended well beyond managing Diddy's routine matters. She might have been an accomplice in cultivating a culture of abuse and exploitation. As the legal proceedings unfold, Coram's conduct will be under close examination. Her role as Diddy's chief of staff places her at the epicenter of many incidents described in the lawsuit, and her purported failure to take action raises critical questions about her level of involvement. Although she has not yet made a public statement regarding these allegations, her reputation is undoubtedly at stake. The accusations paint a picture of Coram not as a mere onlooker, but potentially as someone who was instrumental in facilitating and concealing Diddy's misconduct, positioning her as a central figure in this unfolding scandal. Lucian Granger, the CEO of Universal Music Group, UMG, has been implicated in the legal actions surrounding Diddy's alleged misconduct. As one of the most influential individuals in the music industry with a long history of shaping the careers of numerous artists, Granger's association with Diddy's events has drawn him into the limelight for all the wrong reasons, potentially impacting both his personal standing and UMG's overall reputation. Rodney Jones's lawsuit states that Granger was present at several of Diddy's notorious parties where illicit activities reportedly occurred. The suit asserts that Granger was either aware or should have been aware of the drinks being tampered with at these parties, often targeting female attendees. Jones claims that Diddy maintained specific bottles of alcohol for different groups, one for his staff and male guests, and another spiked with substances for the women present. Granger's presence at these events as a prominent figure in music raises questions about his knowledge of and response to these activities. While the lawsuit does not directly accuse Granger of engaging in illegal conduct, it implies that his attendance at these gatherings associates him with a broader pattern of improper behavior. If evidence emerges that Granger was cognizant of the tampered drinks and chose not to take action, it could have profound repercussions not only for him, but also for UMG. The music industry has already been under close observation for issues related to exploitation and abuse, and having the CEO of one of its largest labels embroiled in such a scandal could further damage its image. At present, Granger and UMG have been largely silent regarding the lawsuit. However, as the legal proceedings advance, there will likely be mounting pressure on Granger to confront these allegations head-on. Regardless of his knowledge about the tampered drinks, his connection to Diddy during these events has already marred his otherwise distinguished career. The music industry will be closely monitoring the situation, as Granger's involvement in this case could have a lasting impact on how industry executives are held responsible for their conduct, or lack of it. Diddy's ex-partner and longtime collaborator Cassie was instrumental in igniting this entire legal dispute. While Diddy had been the subject of murmurs about inappropriate behavior for years, it was Cassie's courageous act of coming forward that truly exposed the extent of the issue. In November 2022, Cassie filed a federal lawsuit in New York accusing Diddy of prolonged emotional and physical abuse. Her suit painted a distressing picture of a pattern of violence, manipulation, and exploitation, including explicit accounts of assault and psychological torment. Although Cassie's allegations were startling, for many, they were not entirely unexpected. Her relationship with Diddy, spanning over 10 years, had long been shrouded in speculation about the underlying power dynamics at play. Cassie's lawsuit painted a picture of Diddy exerting control over every facet of her life, leveraging his influence and wealth to keep her trapped in a cycle of abuse. Among the most alarming accusations was that Diddy had destroyed Kid Cudi's car due to suspicions of a romantic involvement between the rapper and Cassie. This incident, Cassie claimed, demonstrated the extreme lengths Diddy would go to exert control over her. Her choice to speak out marked a pivotal moment. Her courage not only shed light on Diddy's alleged misconduct, but also encouraged others to come forward. Shortly after Cassie filed her lawsuit, additional women, including Grammy-winning songwriter Tiffany Red, supported Cassie's allegations and shared their own distressing encounters with Diddy. Cassie's case was settled swiftly, with reports suggesting that Diddy paid a substantial amount to prevent a lengthy legal dispute. However, the damage had already been done. Her story ignited a wave of accountability, leading to further lawsuits and accusations in the following months. Cassie's role in this scandal is particularly notable, as she was the first to openly challenge Diddy's alleged abusive behavior through public and legal channels. Her bravery allowed others to feel empowered to share their experiences, demonstrating that even someone as influential as Diddy could face consequences for their actions. Although the settlement may have concluded her specific case, Cassie's influence on the broader dialogue concerning abuse, power dynamics, and exploitation within the entertainment industry continues to have a lasting impact. It's evident that without her courageous step, many of these stories might have remained concealed in obscurity. On a scale of 0-5, how courageous do you think Cassie was in speaking out against Diddy? Comment with a number. Tiffany Red, a Grammy-winning songwriter, intensified the already serious allegations against Diddy when she came forward to support Cassie's claims. Red, who has gained acclaim in the music industry for her songwriting prowess, was not merely an observer in this controversy. She had her own unsettling experiences with Diddy, which she detailed in an open letter published shortly after Cassie's lawsuit gained media attention. Her choice to publicly back Cassie conveyed a clear message. The abuse Cassie faced was not a one-off event. In her open letter, Tiffany Red described feelings of unease and fear in Diddy's presence. She recounted an incident at a party where she saw Diddy isolating Cassie from their group and compelling her into secluded situations. Red's letter not only corroborated Cassie's allegations, but also exposed a broader pattern of exploitative behavior. Her account brought to light a facet of Diddy that had been the subject of hushed discussions within the industry, but rarely confronted publicly. What makes Tiffany Red's story particularly impactful is her status as a respected and accomplished artist. Her credibility as a Grammy winner lent her narrative considerable influence. By speaking out, she not only substantiated Cassie's claims, but also inspired others to find their voice. Red's courage in challenging someone as influential as Diddy has intensified the discourse, igniting a dialogue about the systemic misuse of power in the music industry that has often been overlooked or ignored. Aaron Hall, a singer-songwriter once revered for his contributions to the R&B group Guy, has seen his name ensnared in the expanding allegations against Diddy. Hall is no stranger to controversy, but the accusations linked to this scandal reach back several decades, further tarnishing his legacy. He's been accused of engaging in abusive acts in conjunction with Diddy, most notably in a deeply troubling incident from 1991. A lawsuit filed as part of the broader allegations against Diddy implicates Hall in the assault of a college student that year. The case details are distressing, with the victim alleging that both Diddy and Hall were involved in a distressing encounter that left her severely affected. The lawsuit posits that Hall and Diddy exploited their fame to manipulate and exploit the young woman, and this narrative has re-emerged amidst the current wave of accusations. For Hall, this new allegation serves as a stark reminder of the darker aspects of fame and influence that have dogged his career. Although he has not yet publicly addressed these specific allegations, his association with such a notorious incident involving Diddy places him squarely within the eye of the legal tempest. As further details continue to surface, Aaron Hall's once shining reputation is increasingly becoming associated with a past marred by exploitation, casting a somber pall over his R&B legacy. In a legal maneuver that caused ripples in both the legal and entertainment sectors, an anonymous woman known as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against Diddy for an alleged assault that occurred in 1991. The timing of her case is especially noteworthy. Her lawsuit was filed just before the deadline for New York's Adult Survivors Act, legislation that permits survivors of past sexual abuse to file claims beyond the statute of limitations. Jane Doe 1's allegations add another dimension to the escalating accusations against Diddy. Her lawsuit states that the assault happened while she was a student at Syracuse University, and the details mirror the concerning pattern observed in other allegations against Diddy. She claims that Diddy and an associate assaulted her, and that this distressing experience has stayed with her for many years. By coming forward now with the Adult Survivors Act as a legal basis, she underscores how ingrained Diddy's alleged misconduct might be. Her lawsuit is part of a larger trend of women utilizing the Adult Survivors Act to seek justice from influential men for historical actions. By joining the chorus of accusers, Jane Doe 1 has contributed to ensuring that Diddy's legal challenges are not confined to his recent behavior, but extend throughout his professional history. This case serves as a reminder that for survivors, time does not diminish the impact of their trauma, and that seeking accountability, even after many years, remains a possibility. The fourth individual to join Diddy's expanding legal conflict, identified as Jane Doe 2, has filed a lawsuit concentrating on an incident in 2003 involving Harve Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Records. This lawsuit not only broadens the range of accusations, but also probes deeper into the atmosphere cultivated by Diddy and his affiliates during the peak of Bad Boy Records' dominance. The lawsuit alleges that Jane Doe 2 was physically assaulted by Pierre and another unknown individual at Diddy's recording studio in New York City. This case is especially detrimental as it highlights the culture within Bad Boy Records, implying that Diddy's alleged abusive conduct was not confined to himself but permeated his entire organization. The lawsuit depicts an environment rife with exploitation and abuse, where even top executives at Diddy's label were allegedly complicit in such behavior. Jane Doe 2's allegations further damage the legacy of a record label that is iconic in hip-hop history. For Diddy, this lawsuit represents another hit to his deteriorating empire. Bad Boy Records was once a testament to his rapid ascent to power and influence. However, as these lawsuits accumulate, it becomes evident that the label's triumph came with a sinister underbelly. Jane Doe 2's lawsuit serves as a stark reminder that Diddy's legal issues are far from resolved and that his once seemingly impenetrable empire is now being scrutinized incrementally in courts nationwide. Justin Dior Combs, one of Diddy's sons, has become entangled in the controversy that has come to surround his father. Known for his opulent lifestyle and regular social media presence, Justin Dior is now confronted with grave allegations that could mar his reputation significantly. Cited in Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit, Justin Dior is charged with inappropriate conduct at one of his father's notorious parties, adding to a series of disconcerting allegations that appear to plague the Combs family. The lawsuit claims that Justin Dior was part of a 2022 yacht gathering where attendees were on the receiving end of unwelcome propositions and unsuitable conduct. Enjoying this video? Like and subscribe for more. Not feeling it? A like would still be appreciated, and your comments will help me do better next time. These accusations hint that Justin Dior, similar to his father, might be implicated in behavior that now looms darkly over the Combs family as a whole. While further specifics are yet to be disclosed, the association of Justin Dior's name with this scandal muddles his future prospects, particularly given his status as the offspring of a highly influential figure in the music business. The current challenge for Justin Dior is whether he will continue to dwell in his father's shadow or make strides to exonerate himself. His connection to this lawsuit underscores the allegedly noxious culture perpetuated by Diddy and exemplifies how the repercussions of these allegations are spreading to those in Diddy's inner circle. Although Justin Dior has not yet addressed these allegations publicly, his reticence raises questions about the extent of his involvement in this ongoing debacle. At the heart of this controversy is Sean Diddy Combs, the mogul who was once considered unassailable, with his sway extending across music, fashion, and other domains. For years, Diddy represented the pinnacle of success, constructing an empire that appeared invincible. However, as an increasing number of allegations and lawsuits mount against him, his reputation is rapidly deteriorating, leaving in its wake a series of controversies and disrepute. The individual who was once lauded for his entrepreneurial skills and flamboyance now confronts accusations that risk obliterating his entire edifice. Diddy has been charged with a range of misconduct, from assault and drugging party attendees to fostering an environment of abuse within his close circle. These allegations depict a somber portrayal of an individual who allegedly wielded his power and influence not solely to reign over the industry but also to exploit those in his vicinity. As further information surfaces, it's becoming evident that these are not merely isolated events, but instead part of a conduct pattern that has persisted for many years. Other individuals have come forward with allegations against Sean Diddy Combs or have taken legal action against him. Joey Dickerson-Neal. In November 2023, she filed a lawsuit alleging that Diddy drugged, sexually assaulted, and secretly recorded her without her consent in 1991. The incident reportedly occurred when she was a college student at Syracuse University. Diddy has denied these allegations. Crystal McKinney. In May 2024, the former model accused Diddy of sexually assaulting her at his New York City recording studio in 2003. She claims that after being given alcohol and a marijuana joint, she was forced to perform sexual acts against her will. Her lawsuit seeks damages for mental and emotional injury. April Lampros. Shortly after McKinney's lawsuit, Lampros alleged that Diddy sexually assaulted her multiple times between 1995 and the early 2000s. She claims that Diddy used his influence to threaten and manipulate her. Her lawsuit includes photographs and alleged invitations from Diddy. Dawn Richard. In September 2024, Richard, a former member of Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, sued Diddy for physical and sexual abuse starting in 2009. She alleges witnessing Diddy assault his ex-girlfriends Cassie Ventura and Kim Porter. Diddy is facing escalating repercussions. His business dealings are suffering as prominent companies distance themselves and his personal standing is severely damaged. Despite his continued denial of the allegations, the mounting evidence is causing concern. This scandal shows no signs of abating, and with each new lawsuit and accusation, it's probable that Diddy's once formidable empire will continue to crumble. This could mark the start of an unprecedented downfall for a figure who was once at the pinnacle of success. As we wrap up this deep dive into the allegations against Diddy, it's clear that the music mogul's legacy is at a crossroads. The power of speaking out should never be underestimated. These brave individuals have started a conversation that resonates far beyond the courtroom. So what's the takeaway? Use your voice and let it be a force for change. Are you thinking about the implications of these allegations? Should Diddy face legal consequences? We want to hear your thoughts. Remember, your opinion matters. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Iconic Inside, and click that notification bell to stay tuned for more compelling stories. Let's keep the dialogue going.